Hello and welcome to my presentation for the Creative Process course. I'm Sherouk Kamel from BA3. First, let me start by saying that I absolutely loved all the ideas and the themes that we were given. I found them really interesting and a lot of ideas can come from them. But the one that I settled on was me and my pet. It felt like the most one that caught my attention. So first thing I started to do was a mind map. I just wrote words that came to my mind related to the topic. I got some pictures of the themes that I enjoy looking at or drawing. And I then started to get into details of stuff like, okay, maybe contrast is interesting, I can have some contrast. All right, maybe I can think of something that's not like a regular animal, maybe it's a mythical creature like unicorn or some exotic animal like this mimic octopus, which is pretty interesting. And I thought maybe, okay, what if it's not even a real animal? What if it's a balloon animal or a pet rock or a piece of ham? This is actually an actual pet that was viewed in a museum. But yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe it's the pet is something that's not normally desirable to have, like roaches or parasites. And what if the pet is the human? Well, I don't know. There are many interesting ideas, so I don't know what to do. I then thought, okay, what is something that most pet owners have in common? Well, yeah, their pets would die at one point or another. So I thought, okay, what if the pet is a ghost or a mommy or a zombie? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Too many ideas that I cannot really pick from. So, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't pick one. So I decided to showcase two today. The first one is the pet rock. I thought it's interesting to have the pet being a non living creature. Um, and I thought, okay, maybe this character is attached to that rock in some way. Maybe it needs that rock. Like I need to give it a purpose, pretty much. It's not just like a rock lying around, right? So I thought, okay, maybe this creature is floating, or this pet owner is just floating, and it's attached to the rock. So I googled planets that have more gravity than planet Earth, and I found that Jupiter has that, and it's like looking more into it, I found that it consists of gases like helium and hydrogen. These are like floating and like light gases. So yeah, interesting. And yeah, also looking that up, I found like yeah, someone said like if there was a creature that's made of helium, for example, it will be like a squishable and it can like split without taking damage. So I thought that that can be interesting. That can be something interesting to make a character. And then I started to think a little bit about his backstory for this character. Maybe it's a young boy that's living on Jupiter and like they are always curious about the space and outer world. Maybe they heard about Earth and then one day they saw this satellite or like this spaceship kind of roaming around Jupiter, like it's sent from Earth or something, and he decides to make a spaceship. And like yeah, he is curious and into science and stuff, so he makes like a spaceship and goes for Earth. Maybe he follows a spaceship that was returning to planet Earth, and after he lands, he finds himself floating around and not being able to like stay in his place because he's just too light. And he finds a rock that is there. It's actually a big rock, and he ties himself around it. And from then, they just became best friends. And he's taking it everywhere, basically. Yeah, and this is a mood board for what I have in mind so far, and it just like yeah, this gas creature and being tied to the rock. And yeah, this will be shaped better when I think more of the gameplay. Like maybe it's like the boy is trying to like you control the rock and you control the boy in the same time. Maybe it's a double dual controller thingy. Like I don't know, I need to think about that more. Okay. And the second idea was inspired from the movie The Land of the Lost, I think. Land of the Lost. Yeah, and it's my pet leech. Um, so I have this idea about having a pet that's not normally desirable. No one wants it hanging around. And I came up with the story that there was a lady that like in the old times, she had a disease, pains all over her body. No doctor could find a solution until one exotic doctor came up with like his collection of leeches, and he would say like, I have these and they have proven to be working with her case he had seen before with similar cases, and they do that, and she actually gets better. And after so many years of being in pain, she felt that she had a connection with this leech and she didn't want to give it away. But she knew that if she kept the leech, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work because it needs to keep feeding it and stuff like that. So she kept the leech on her body and let the leech just feed on her and on her blood. And the leech kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and this lady just found herself always locked in her house because she wouldn't want people to see this monstrous thing that she had become. And of course, if you like get your blood sucked out all the time, you're gonna get like anemia, and she's like very weak. But the only way for her to like gain energy and be well again, if she would eat a lot, and she found that normal food isn't really doing it for her, so she decides that she wants to go for bigger meals, like maybe go hunt for some animals, maybe humans actually. So you would have to like go around the village, like it's a stealth kind of game, and you would hunt for animals if you want, maybe humans, maybe like both give you different abilities and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the mood board that I have in mind. She's gonna be like, she would look a little scary, she wouldn't look super nice, but she loves her leech. Yeah, we don't want to take that away from her. Yeah, so they will be attached together. Maybe the leech would be stuck on her neck and it's just so big, taking like her back, like covering the entire area of her back or something like that. And this is supposed to be the whole feel of the town and the game overall. Well, and like these two ideas, they can like I need to pick one of them obviously, and I can work on them and see which one would be better with more sketches and like a gameplay and stuff like that. Well, yeah, and that would be for next week because I didn't have time for that. Well, yeah, thank you for your attention.